responsible approach to teaching evolution in a school? Mr. Fisher, you have 1 minute.
I know that there are a lot of people out there that would disagree with me who separate truth into categories and say, we teach this in this classroom, this in that classroom, this other thing in another classroom. I believe that all truth is integrated in one meaningful whole. Therefore, you do not enter the science classroom and leave faith on the shelf or over in Mr. Shipman's room. You don't enter Mr. Shipman's room and leave science somewhere else. All knowledge and all reason is brought to bear together. And so a responsible approach would be not to separate the two, as the public schools are in the habit of doing, and I understand why politically and culturally, but a more responsible approach would be what we would like to do better here, and that's to integrate all learning and let science be seen in light of faith and faith in light of science. That's fine. Truth doesn't contradict itself. And so that's the way it should be taught. Evolution should be looked at, and if possible, objectively. I'm not sure that's possible in this environment or any other, but it should be as objective as possible.
Thank you, Mr. Fisher. Mr. Hussain, 1 minute.
I would agree with many of the same points that Mr. Fisher brought up. Obviously, in public schools, they have to adhere by separation of church and state, being a government-funded organization. But for religious schools such as ours, I would say that yes, compartmentalization it's not the greatest way of going about it, and it does a disservice to the students in their learning. Interestingly, Michael J. Behe, one of the foremost proponents of evolution, went to a Catholic school, and the nuns told him, if God used evolution, who are we to say he can't? And so this idea that I mean, I don't want to say that we should totally exclude intelligent design, because obviously, given our unique set of circumstances, there are going to be people coming from backgrounds, coming from households, just reading material where these questions are brought up, and to not equip our teachers especially, but also the students in general, to learn how to handle those kinds of objections using the best scientific evidence that exists. If we don't do that, I think we'd also be doing a great disservice as well.
Please excuse the interruption. Joseph Dial, please come to the school office.
Joseph!
School office, please. Thank you.
I think a little.
Yeah, 30 seconds.
I think that it is a shame that in the public sector, in the public schools, that we can't discuss the possibility of a creator when there are so many, regardless of whether you're an evolutionist or not. It's still and so I think it's really a shame that we leave the possibility of a creator out of a classroom, because the public schools have pretty much said not a legitimate study. It's not upon as truth, which means therefore it's true, and so they've discredited a lot of Americans in the process.
I would make a very, very quick statement. This that I said earlier, perhaps I didn't clarify it as well, is that evolution, that intelligent design, and other forms of creationism should be in public schools. I should especially in science classrooms, simply because I said earlier, science can't examine the supernatural. It's self-limiting in that right. But if you're going to take a studies course, a mythology course, a course, any of those, I mean, it would be hard to not discuss the idea of intelligence in those classes.